Hey fam, welcome to class. My name is Varun. Today we're going to play with a bit of soft mobility. Soft mobility is a lovely way to stretch and move at the same time. If you're struggling with any injuries and you're trying to recover, or you just had a tough practice and you're looking to open up a new space, new territory, soft mobility is a lovely way to play and something that will leave you feeling really nice, really easy. Today's class is nice and chill. It's short, so it's something you can do pretty much every day. All you need are a pair of socks to slide around, a flat ground that's kind of clean-ish, and a fun attitude. So let's go, let's take it. Find your 90-90. So I'm turning to my right. You can be to your left, it's your choice. You can mirror me or you can move the way I'm going. So when I say 90-90, my right shin is in front of me. My left thigh or my femur is parallel to my right shin. My left leg is about a 90-degree angle. It's not strict 90, it's just a relative concept for now. So start rolling your left hip around. So make a little space in the femur. Notice if there's any movement that you can work into. Using your right hand as for support, find a bit of scaffolding. We're going to move around so there's not too much work going into it, and just add a little space into the hips before we actually do anything, before we move, before we slide, before we do anything. My toes are pulling a little bit, so there's a bit of activation in the feet, a little activation in the hips, a little activation in the toes. Something pushing down to ground my feet, and that gives me a little more territory to work into my hips. So make circles, make figure eights. Open up the spine, open up the hips, be groovy, be animalistic, walk into a space that feels interesting, something you want to explore. And when that feels a bit easy, you can switch it over. So I'm just going to turn my 90-90, you could do the same, and just turn over your left side in the same movement. Place the left hand onto the ground, roll the right hip around, find a bit of space, new territory to turn into, turning left, turning right. You can use your right hand down as well if you like, or you can keep it floating. It's all good. Try and feel your femur, your bone rotating in the hip socket. That's what that feels like. Turning over your shoulder. How does that feel today? How do you feel? And then coming back to your right side or your left side, whichever one you started with. I started with my right, so I'm coming back to that. So now the idea is I'm going to take my left knee in, I'm going to lean forward, I'm going to slide my left knee out. So as you can see, there's a bit of a sliding motion going on in the legs, in the feet, a little bit of a sliding motion. So I come into a 90-90, and then I go into a deer, and then I open up into a 90-90, into deer. Maybe I drop my left elbow down, maybe I open up my chest, drop it down, open my chest. And that's what that feels like. And then switch it over to the other side, find a 90-90 to the opposite side, and the same movement. You want to get a 90-90, and then into a deer, and just keep shifting. On that side, I just move my back foot over here. It feels nice to move both my feet. It feels nice to slide both my feet. Again, not required to do anything crazy, just notice what that feels like. And then come back to the first side where we started. From here, from a 90-90, I'm going to lean in, get into deer, and then open up into a straddle, roll around, come back into a 90, and find my deer. And then the same thing, from a 90, open up to a straddle, turn over to the other side, finding a 90, and then finding a deer. And now the shapes start to merge. They're not strict, they're not specific. They start to merge into each other. We find the lines start to get loose. Maybe you want to lean a little over the left foot, a little bit over the right foot. Wherever your body takes you, maybe you want to twist a bit more behind. Maybe you want to look over your shoulder. How does that feel? Is it interesting? Is it an interesting place to be? Notice if you start reaching a bit further forward. If you find yourself scooching forward like I did, just to readjust. Stretching, let the hands lead the way, let the chin lead the way. Finding that moments of effort and then a moment of ease. How does that feel in your body? How does that feel in your being? Okay, so come back to the 90-90 on the other side, on the first side that you started, and we'll add one more motion into this. So from here, I'm going to lean over to my right side. My left leg is going to come out, going out, 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 and then it's going to come in. I'm going to fold down into an easy seat, come back out of it, place the right hand down, take the left leg out, find a deer, then find the 90, find a straddle, and then roll forward, finding a deer, and then from the deer, just waves my right foot out, finding a easy seat, touching in, leaning over, dragging the right foot out, opening into a straddle, turning to the other side. So as you can see, there's no point where I'm in a full position. Everything is flowing. Everything is soft. Everything is rotating. Everything is in motion at all times. Maybe to begin with, you find the edges of the positions, and then you let the edges start to blur. Everything becomes circular. Everything becomes easy, and everything becomes exploratory. How does that feel? Just take it maybe one time inside to kind of balance out. Notice how that feels in your being. And don't forget to breathe. We keep moving, but we sometimes forget about the breath awareness. And then coming back to how we started. So let's take a check-in, Cross your feet. Front foot can be left or right, it doesn't matter. And just check in. How do your hips feel? How do your hips feel? I'm definitely quite looser than how I started. Maybe you were too. Just check in, bounce up and down, wave left and right. And then sit back, maybe open the feet in the straddle, and then switch the feet. And check in. Wow, I got no space. The beautiful part about this class is you can come back to it anytime. It's so short, it's so mellow, it's so easy. Anytime you feel like your body needs a bit of movement after sitting for too long, after being on an airplane, after just being in one position, it's nice to open it out. Take your hands back, come into a straddle, and just check your straddle. Notice how much space you can make, pulling the toes up and just leaning front and back. Finding a bit of stretch. I like to do this almost every day. I just find myself intuitively rolling around and finding these positions. And when that feels good and balanced, come back into a seat. Or you can keep playing if this helps you open up some ideas, some new territories to kind of work into. Take your time, play with it. You don't have to be attached to any movement. Add something else to it. Let this be the seed to begin your practice in soft mobility. Well, I hope you feel good. I hope your hips feel happy. Hope your hips feel nice and easy. Thank you so much for practicing. My name is Varun, and I hope to see you soon on the floor, on the mat, just about anywhere we practice. Have a wonderful day. Peace.